you're citing the original intent. You're going back to original documents.
And that's not a reproduction from 1796. That is the original from 1796.
Okay.
That is it.
So you're going back to the original text, the original intent, with actual 200 and something year old documents in your hand and reading us the philosophies for education.
That's right. We're going back and looking at, if you will, our first love, our first fruits,
Oh, that's good.
our first roots.
Yeah.
We're going back to what made us into what we are now. Now, here we are now, and we've forgotten what it was that made us who we are. We enjoy being who we are, but there's a reason we are who we are. There's a reason that we've been under the same piece of paper for more than 2 centuries, when nobody else in world history over the last 2 centuries has done that. There were ideas that were back there. We've forgotten the source of the ideas. We're enjoying what we have now, but we don't know the source. But it was that educational philosophy of religion, morality, and knowledge. And by the way, that knowledge, again, was not just a spiritual knowledge. You literally had a raised, elevated academic knowledge. And that's easy to prove by looking at their textbooks and looking at our textbooks. You take somebody with a bunch of PhDs after his name, one of our most educated folks in America, and you put him back in this little first grade textbook. Now,
look at that.
This is the first textbook ever printed in America. This little jewel right here, printed in America in 1690, is called the New England Primer.
And you're holding an original copy.
Holding an original. And it's kind of interesting. It's small because, remember, you had to stick everything in a saddlebag to carry with you. So all books were small back then. I mean, just the mobility issue of getting to and from school for students. So this is what we call a first grade textbook. When you started school in America for 240 years, this is the book where you learn to read. This is where you get your first lessons right here. This went from 1690 to 1930 as the textbook of American schools. It went through dozens and dozens of reprints, but this original textbook, and at the back it has 170 questions for first graders. Let me give you some of the first grade questions in American public schools for 240 years. Now, here's a bunch of questions on the 10 Commandments. What's the 5th commandment? What's the reason annexed to the 5th commandment? What's forbidden in the 5th commandment? So we got all the 10 Commandments questions in here. Here's questions. What offices does Christ execute as our Redeemer? What offices does Christ execute as our priest? What offices does Christ execute as our prophet? This is first grade stuff. One more first grade question. What are the benefits in this life which do flow from or accompany adoption, justification, and sanctification?
Oh my goodness.
First grade, 240 years. And we think we're so smart today.